Hello, my name is Bradley and I'm your host of The Internal Game, back with another video for the membership side. First, I want to say thank you all for joining the community and participating in the lives and watching these videos and pretty much just growing with me as I, evolve myself in the teachings and learn new things and all this stuff, right? So I just wanted to say thank you for that. And yeah, today this video is for everyone. It's for literally everyone. Like, I don't care if you're trying to get your person. I don't care if you're trying to get a person. I don't care if you're trying to get your money up, not your funny up. I don't care if you just want to be more present. Whatever the case may be, more happy, whatever. This video is for you, okay? So, you guys have heard me before talk about reacting, right? And when we don't react and we choose a different way of being, different way of doing things, right? Like, say you see something that was kind of your old identity playing out, right? Like we've talked about, and then in the moment you don't react and say that has nothing to do with me, that doesn't apply to me, right? And then you move on. Well, this is big stuff, right? So now let's try to do this not just when faced with the opposite, but just not reacting to thought in general, right? This is really, really powerful stuff. You know, when you think about it, like, if we believe that our thoughts have something to do with our reality, right? I'm sure we do, or we wouldn't be on these channels, right? And if a lot of our thoughts, almost all of them, are identical or in the same kind of ballpark as the ones the day before, and the day before that, and the day before that, then our life kind of looks the same, right? And a lot of the thoughts that we have that we're entertaining all day long are just kind of being caught up in the mind all day long. A lot of them are just not beneficial. They're just not, right? So ideally we want to get a better grip on our state of being. And you guys hear me talk about stability all the time, right? So like, we want to be more stable, more non-reactive to thought in general, realizing that, it's just a thought, things like that. But like, an easier way to do this is to, number one, realize that it's happening, right? Like, maybe you're at work, maybe you're trying to get a person, doesn't really matter what it is, like where you have issues with somebody or like the vibe's off, you're trying to change it or what have you. And like, you have little arguments in your head, or you take little mental positions on somebody. Oh, I don't want to do this, but like, I'm the one that's always got to do this. And of course I'm not going to text back, and just all these little things where we start entertaining a bunch of nonsense internally, right? So first of all, I want us to look at like why we're doing this. We're doing this because we get some form of payoff playing small, right? If we're easily offended, if we are easily in positions where, or easily get ourselves in positions to be complaining or take on somebody else's energy. You ever done that? Like, where you're like kind of vibing and then somebody comes in a bad mood, and you're like, then you get upset with them for being in a bad mood because you were in a good mood, and you pretty much you've taken on their role instead of them living in your frame, right? So like, we get some kind of payoff, like a small payoff. It seems small. Playing victim. And it's not really, the victim's a strong word for me. I know that's the meaning that I give it, but like, it really is that. Like, we're saying, nope, this person's doing this person's doing that. I'm not okay because this person's doing that. And we're pretty much saying we're not responsible for our state of being, and that anybody and anything can just knock us off. Or a thought can just knock us off. That is playing really, really small. And it's playing small because it's wrapped up in a little me identity that is hurt, and that is fearful, and has been done wrong, and is looking at things as like, they did that on purpose to mess with me, or they did this because like they don't care about anybody but themselves, and all these little stories we make up in our head when we're playing really, really small. A man one time told me, he said, "Brad, are you upset?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." And he's like, "Do you know why?" And I was like, "No, why?" And he's like, "Because you're upsettable." sounded dumb back then. But he was right. I was upsettable. Like, I used everyone and everything to fuel a mood, to fuel thoughts, to point my finger and say, I'm right, you're wrong. You should have done that to me. That was wrong. Now I can't do this, or now I'm this way because you did this. And it's a really small world like that. It's really, it doesn't feel well. It's but I was getting something from it, right? Like playing small in the mind and wrapped up in an identity that's like that's got some victim stuff going on. So when we step into this new world of law of assumption and being more present and all the stuff that I talk about on my channel, like, and we know that a lot of our changes have to come from not reacting, right? We have to solidify a new state of being. We know this, right? But like, now we want to take it to a how another level, right? And it's not just about waiting on that one circumstance to solidify the state and not react to. It's about being non-reactive all the time. All the time. Doesn't mean that we'll be perfect at it, but it does mean that, like, we have to realize who we are. We have to bring a sense of stability to ourselves, the only person that can bring it to us, right? And I'm going to give you guys a really, really, really sure way of doing this at all times. Again, just like anything, takes a little bit of practice, you know, and you just keep coming back to it. But like, so we've learned just a thought. That's just a thought. That's just a thought, right? Really practicing that. That's just a thought. And if you've practiced this, you have become more stable. It is a fact. Why would it not be? Because you are only unstable because you're believing that you're your mind, right? So we've practiced things like this. We've practiced putting our attention on our body for a second. I always talk about it for a second, right? I'm always like, man, just get out of mind for a little while, just for a little while, right? And then go create your stuff, but like get stable, right? What if you were to intentionally keep some of your attention, some of your awareness inside of your body at all times? Because what's happening when we're getting reactive to people is we're taking a mental, remember this, mental in the mind, a mental position against somebody, right? So-and-so at work doesn't ever take her sheets off the copier, and I'm the one that's got to come and do it, right? She's this way, I'm this way, right? And I'm right, she's wrong, she's selfish, she doesn't care about anybody around her, I'm the one that has to do that, right? Mental position. Made yourself right, this person wrong. You made yourself victim, that person a perpetrator. All in the mind. All this is actually happening is that, like, hey, she forgot her stuff. Mainly carrying out assumptions that you have about her, right? That probably started off as just an accident. Maybe she did it a couple times. And now you see her this way, as selfish. As an example. Selfish or, inconsiderate. Lazy, maybe. All the stuff that the mind can come up to judge somebody. We want to get stability from this. We want to reclaim consciousness from the incessant thinking all the time and bring it back to self. And this is going to help with your specific person. This is going to help with money. Worried about money. This is going to help with anything. This is going to help when you carry yourself into a room and you're not so fragile of taking on somebody else's state of being. To be walking on pins and needles, trying not to get somebody upset, because when they get upset, you get upset, right? The only person that we need to worry about is us. So what this looks like is I'm talking to you in the camera right now, and I have some attention in my inner body where there's not a bunch of thought going on. I'm talking, I'll probably get a couple ideas and I talk about that, a couple ideas and I talk about that. And when I turn the camera off, I'm going to take the same position, maybe into the kitchen and get myself some coffee. But what I'm not going to be doing is arguing in my head about who left this glass out on the counter. And, oh, was that my daughter? Oh, she does this all the time. I need to have a talk with her about it. But what good is that going to do, because I have to talk with her all the time? Like, that kind of stuff is the stuff that we do all day long if we're lodged up here. And if we're wanting to be creators and create our relationships with stability, and we want to mainly have stability, and we want to change our finances, change all this stuff, then we have to stop being in such a reactive place to anything and everything all the time. Not just the one thing that we're trying to manifest and not react to that so we can get a different result. No, we want to be stable a majority of the time. Right? And this does take some practice, but what you're going to do is you're going to keep a little attention inside of your body and reclaim the consciousness from the mind, put it in your body a little bit. It doesn't mean you still can't think. It just means that when you start like really starting to complain in your head, really starting to be reactive about like who left the dishes out, really starting to be reactive in traffic, or all these things that we do unconsciously, because like a lot of our incessant thinking is negative. And we're wanting a positive life, right? We want a stable, positive, loving existence, and then we're entertaining a bunch of negativity all day, playing very small in an identity. And the identity comes from where? Believing that you are your mind. Whatever you've conjured up about yourself, the world, all that stuff, all these little beliefs that we have, that's the identity. And then we see the world this way. And if somebody acts different than that, then we take the mental position and we blame, we judge, we get fearful, maybe aggressive, worrisome, jealous, insecure, all these things that you actually are not, right? So we want to take the attention from the mind and place some of it. Let's start there, just some of it in the body. I promise you can walk from wherever you are right now to the bathroom or whatever, and you can literally do that and keep some attention in your body and still think if you want to. But it's just not as incessant. You want to start getting a grip. Yeah, getting a grip. You start mastering yourself. Because like, if not, then we're going to be in the mind and we're going to try to master somebody else. We're going to try to tell them they need to be doing this and they do and doing that. They do this wrong. I do this right. Playing very small, saying that somebody's responsible for my happiness and my state of being, and which is, again, highly unstable and not even realistic. And then we experience that kind of reality. How much stability do you want to bring to your life? How confident do you want to be when you're manifesting your person? They're already yours. Like they're literally already yours. I just got a WhatsApp from, she's someone that's on the membership side here, but a WhatsApp saying like, hey, things are just unfolding because she's being different. She's not entertaining all the stuff that she was entertaining. I get this all the time. But like, it all starts, that's why when somebody's like constantly talking to me or like asking me a question or like somebody that I've worked with or not worked with and just kind of throwing out questions, like I know if they've changed their state of being or not. Like, it's real simple. If you change your state of being, if you're not entertaining the stuff that you used to entertain, you're going to have different reflection. This is a law. So if we say we want happiness, if we say we want to feel safe and loved and secure, if we say we want abundance, if we say we want all these things, and we're playing small, being reactive against anything and everyone a majority of the time in the head, just walking around like a kind of possessed by thought, because that's exactly what it is. Walking around just, oh no, what is this? What does that mean? What does this mean? Oh, that means this. Oh, that person's this way. Da, da, da. You are not going to be stable. You are not going to feel the love that's within you because you're identified with something that's not you. And you are never, well, I don't say never, but like in that state, in that identification of mind, you are not going to be able to do what it is that you want to be doing fully. You're not going to experience those wonderful things that we're looking for because they're not of the mind. Right? We can think about beautiful stuff and get it and get excited. We can think about what we deem shitty stuff and get worried and fearful. But the love is within. The stability is within. And when you're actually stable, you're not creating a bunch of mental positions against everything and everyone. You're actually able to look at somebody without judgment. And guess what happens when you don't judge them? That doesn't get reflected. What you are gets reflected. You're going to see them how you see yourself. You're going to see them lovingly because you see yourself lovingly, because you're not so caught up in the mind stuff all the time. Believing like that you're a piece of work, or believing that I'm ugly, or believing this, like all just thought stuff. Oh yeah, this happened and this happened. No, playing really small, and then we're gonna project it onto somebody else, at workplace, romantic, platonic, professional, whatever. Like I said, workplace, doesn't matter. We're gonna project these stuff onto other people, and they're gonna carry that out. When you start to get, because everyone is us pushed out, and when you start to really put some attention in your body, bring that stability to yourself. Bring it on home, people. Bring it on home, because I promise you, this is where it's at. And you're gonna recognize the instability of the mind, and then to realize that, like, if I identify with that instability, no wonder I feel like this. No wonder my external, because I believe my inside is this first, outside second. Like, no wonder it looks like that. What did Bruce Lee say? Be water, my friend. Be fluid. No need to latch on to everything like, and being so reactive. Just get into your body. Be. Oh, you want something? Oh, that's done now. You get something in your head. Oh, I want to go Disney World. Okay, that's done now. I'm just gonna keep being. I'm gonna keep enjoying my life. That's done now, and things will start to take shape where you find yourself in fucking Disney World. Like, it's all done. And your reactivity to the thoughts, your reactivity to circumstances, your reactivity to everything and everyone, and just inner chaotic state of being, believe in the doubt, believe in the what you deem a fearful thought, is the reason that it's not so. Let's bring it back home. Get in our own frame. And I can promise you this too. How long is this video? 16 minutes? Okay, 17 minutes. I can promise you too that when you are walking around in your frame, like with some attention in your body, being like not worried about who's thinking what of me, did that person look at me? Do they think what? All that incessant thinking stuff. When you walk around with with some attention in your body and not just in the mind all the time, people gravitate towards you. You'll see. They feel safe around you. You know why? Because you're safe. They feel stable around you. They tell you things that they wouldn't normally tell people. I get this all the time. Like, you'll see. You'll come to your own realizations with it. But like, put some attention in your body. Get to a place where you don't need to react to anything. You know why? Do you know why you won't react to so much? Because there's no longer this false sense of self. You start to shed that away. There's no longer this little me that can get hurt. That's true invulnerability. To get in the body. Not be worried. What's there to worry about? Why would I be hurt if I'm not identified with every thought and all these little beliefs that I have about myself and the world? I'm not identified with those anymore. I create what I want when I want it. It starts to take shape, right? That's where you want to be at, and I stay safe here and enjoy myself, enjoy my people. I know everything. I know everything's coming to me because I am everything right here, right now, and I'm safe and solid in love, and it will be reflected. There's no need to buy into a bunch of nonsense all the time. So, pay some attention in your body. Be still. Know that you are God. This is a really important video. If you made it to the end, try this. It's not about just being negative in the mind a lot of times and then be like, oh, I'm not going to react to a person texting me or not texting me. I'm not going to react to that because I want my person. I'm going to change in the moment of that reactivity and solidify the state. No, you want to do this all the time with everything. People are going to, like, you're going to look younger. Like, I can't even, like, you're going to be healthier. Your relationships are going to flourish because you're not, like, constantly projecting onto people and having that reflected back to you. Like, think about that. You're not constantly projecting your insecurities, your worries, your fears, all your thoughts onto this other person. So it's not going to get reflected back to you. Your stability is. Your frame will be. They'll come into your frame because you're not in theirs anymore. It's a lot of stuff that comes with this. I promise you're gonna look younger, feel better. You're gonna realize you're not your mind. Like, this is a really good place to be. So that's all I got. Love you guys, and I'm gonna check yesterday when I checked, it was conscious relationships is winning over a healthier you. But like, even in this video, if you listen to it this long and you realize that like, I put my attention to my body, not get it lodged up in worry and fear and doubt, all the things that create a bunch of stuff that we don't like, and disease and stored energy, all the stuff. If we're not doing that, we are going to have better relationships. We're going to have better, healthier us, like all the stuff. But yeah, we're definitely going to do a monthly shift of these things. So anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And